Well, hey guys, it's Spiffyguy, and I'm back here with another garden update on the Around the Home series, and it is July 30th. So what do we got growing on? Well, we got some things doing good, some things doing not so good. Let's just kind of start right here. I had the Formosa radishes. I pulled those out, I pickled them, and then I had 3 large ones. So I went ahead and let them go to seed, and I will capture the seeds for these. My melons are doing well. I've got them in hammocks. I got another one back in there, and I got a little one forming right here. Last year when I did melons, they did not do good. So this year they're doing better. This guy's getting close to being ready to harvest, and I have another one hanging out over here, and it's starting to kind of sound a little hollow. So I'm hoping it's getting to where it needs to be. As far as everything else, we've had some zucchini come out. I got some more zucchini in there. I went ahead and dehydrated that. If you didn't see the video, go ahead and check it out. I'll put a link. I dehydrated it up, and it was pretty tasty. You can see my basil's gone to flower. I will probably let that continue to flower and just take the seeds. Over here, tomatoes are coming in. I got a lot of aromas coming in. And I got some eggplant in here. I guess I missed one at the bottom. And some of the acorn squash in there is doing all right. It looks like I missed one right here, but that one's getting ready to go. Cucumbers, the market mores are doing fantastic. These are the Mexican gherkins, and honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I haven't gotten any fruit off of them, although they are starting to put some on. So there's a few up in there. But in general, I wasn't getting as many fruit as I thought as I was expecting. The market mores, though, they're doing all right. I got the big cluster of tomatoes back in here. I got a bunch of them on the vine. I need to pull them off. But we've got cucumbers all over the place. They're doing fantastic. There's one in there I need to grab. So the market mores definitely did well. You can see they're all the way over here. This Cordy Boo plant over here, which has a lot of tomatoes on it, I have been fighting a little bit of blossom rot on there. I need to kind of figure out what's going on with that. It's, you know, it's the time of year when the tomatoes just get away from you. I do have some peppers. Most of my peppers stayed really small, though. I'm not really sure what that's about. I have a different plan for next year as far as what to do with the seedlings, and we'll talk about that later on. But you can see the yellow peppers are coming in, and this right here, this vine, that is from the gherkins as well. So the Mexican gherkins. So I had 2 planted over there and 2 over here, and they're all over. They're all up on the tomatoes. So I may need to relegate them to their own bed next year. We'll kind of see how they come out, if I get any fruit and if I like it. The middle bed here, I pulled out my Tom Thumb peas and kind of let it go to pot. You can see I got a tomato volunteer coming up. There's some wood sorrel in there. It's been 100+ degrees a lot, and so I'm going to pull that out and plant in some more peas, but I'm going to wait another month, I think. Over here, the tomatoes are doing okay. The Juliets, we've been getting Juliets, and the gooseberries, which are these nice yellow ones. These are pretty tasty. This is the first year I've done them. They're this one, they get really mushy. You can see that once they start getting big, they want to split right away. They're tasty, and they're pretty gooey on the inside. So, you know, I like them. There was another cherry tomato I was interested in doing, but they were out of stock. So we'll see if they get those in stock next year. But these are definitely a good variety. We've been getting a few. And there's a dragonfly. From the peppers, these are the mammoth jalapeno peppers. They're doing well. I got a zucchini in here. I had one that kind of started to get long and then got yellow, and I need to pull it out of there. And then the rest of the peppers, you know, I've got some purple jalapenos in there. There was a couple on there on the plant on this one right here. These are the Odas, but not anywhere near as productive as last year. The beans I kind of left in there to go, and we'll see if they if they produce anything later on in the fall. I may just pull them out. I think what I'm going to try to do is hoop bed this one this year, and so I'm going to replant with kale, and I got a bunch of kale seeds, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But there's a pepper I can pull off. Now these are my watermelons. They're not really getting that big, so we'll have to kind of see what happens. So the rest of the melons, these are the lemon drops, I believe, and they're kind of getting out of control. This guy got a little loose, and he is now traveling up there. And then there was one that was a rogue seed in some compost that I stuck up there, and it's coming down. I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. But I've got lots of little melons here, which is really cool. The carrots are about ready to come out and replant. My kids got a couple of the Super 100 cherry tomatoes at a botanical gardens thing, so we planted those in there. We'll see if they come or not. This is a nice big melon right here, and I need to get a hammock on that guy. Everything is doing fine over here in the onion land. There is some weeding that needs to be done, but all the seed heads I've just been throwing back in and letting them come back. The onions over here are kind of, you know, like these are all the seed heads, and you can see that I've just kind of been tossing them back in there. I think my plan is to pull these out, and then there's another type of onion that's a shallot type onion, and I'm going to put that in there because apparently that is good sort of as a year-round thing, and it'll be a nice perennial to put in there. These didn't produce as much as I had hoped. The cilantro, I pulled the cilantro, and I'll show you that in a bit, but I pulled them out. They had all bolted because it's 100 degrees, and I pulled all the seeds out. So I've replanted with cilantro in here with some of the seeds, and I've kept them, so I'll show that to you. And then the trash garden, some of the rat's tail radish came up. It kind of got away. I need to pull everything out and replant some radish in there. But the pumpkins, as you can see, are just taking over. I don't see any gourds coming on yet, but pumpkins, you know, don't really come until later from my understanding. I do have lots of flowers going on in here, and you know, I'm kind of hoping that we're going to get at least a couple pumpkins for the kids to carve up. That's all these was from last year's pumpkins. We saved some seeds. I planted, I think, 4 plants, and obviously that was too much, but it was just kind of a fun thing, and I don't have to mow here, so I'm very happy. Over here in the compost garden, we've got tomatoes coming up over here. I've got tomatoes over here. I think there's a melon or a zucchini back there. You can see there's some sort of plant, probably a melon right in here, tomato. This is all stuff that if I had extra seeds and I just kind of chucked it back there, I don't know, I just kind of letting it do its thing. The garden barrel, the kale's coming in. It's surviving on the heat. I do have I need to come out and spray. I do have a couple of these type bugs, but I haven't sprayed. I haven't done anything. I'm super lazy. As you can tell, the top has gotten grass in it. I don't know how the grass is getting in there, but the basil in here is going to seed, so I'll let it go to seed. And I'm on my second batch of kale flowers. You can see here that they're flowering up, and they're producing these seed pods again. I will show you, well, this is kind of what they look like when they're done. I need to pull this one off, but I already pulled seeds off the first head, and I got almost 1.5 ounces of seeds, and that's almost like a bag and a half of seeds from the store off of one plant. So it's really worthwhile to let some of these plants go to seed and save the seeds, especially if you're using heirloom varieties, because that way you're retaining the seed and you've got it for next year. You can trade with other people and go from there. The strawberries are doing all right. We've got definitely got strawberries coming in. We've had a few little bug issues, but not too much. These are the quinolts up at the top. I bought 4 plants, and that's what I have at you know, in the middle of the season. They are shooting out a lot of runners, as you can see here, but I'm just picking them off. The beauty of that is because they're up on top, you know, when they shoot runners out, they just stick out. I just come along and trim them off here. Like this guy right here, he's looking for someplace. If I wanted to, I could put some pots on the side and plant those, And I may do that. I may come up with a little pot and stick it on there. The reason I'm not letting it go for the whole thing is because I want a variety of strawberries in here. And so I'm going to use the entire top as the quinolts, and these I will just trim off at this point. Down here is these are the Lorraines. They're doing all right. They've sent out a couple runners, and I've been kind of moving those into the different pockets over here on this side, and then we'll have the Lorraines on the side. All right, let's go out and take a look out front, and I will show you our mint patch. Apologize for the noise, but I live right next to a really busy street. All right, so the mint patch, this area, like I said, my plan was to put in all mint, and it's been doing all right. This is spearmint right here, and I do want to kind of come along and cardboard sheet some of these areas where the grass and these bushes are coming up. Over here, these are all those lemon balm plants that I grew from seed. I started off the seedlings and just stuck them in there, and they're starting to spread now. So that's working well. This is a mint right here. That was the only one that survived out of the first batch last year. It's in the front. Obviously, I need to be careful of some of these seeds coming down. I don't want to get it in the lawn because, well, mint is sort of invasive and you'll never get rid of it. And right here is a chocolate mint variety. So the idea behind this is to eventually have this whole bed full, as just with a ground covering of edible stuff that can be pulled off and dehydrated or used fresh for tea. So I will come in and I will definitely pull a lot of this spearmint off as the season progresses, and I get more, and I will make some tea, use the dehydrator. I'd like to, I'm going to trim these plants down, and I honestly, I would love to remove these and put something else in, like blueberries or, you know, some sort of other bushy plant. The goji berries apparently will survive in this area, so that's another thought of mine. All right, this just to give you an idea of the seeds here. These are coriander, also known as cilantro. These seeds could be used directly as a spice. You can grind those, or obviously plant them out for cilantro. Again, that was my plan. This is probably from maybe 5 plants, something like that. This is the, sorry for the light there, these are the dwarf Siberian kale. Like I said, this is about 1.5 ounces of seeds, and it wasn't hard to get. I mean, all you have to do is kind of winnow off all that chaff, but it's really worthwhile. It definitely, like, I bought the cilantro in a packet, and I mean, that's probably twice, maybe 3 times what came in the packet, and so consequently I've got my money's worth and then some. So it's really worthwhile to save your seeds if you can. You know, maybe have a certain section of your garden that you plant stuff just to go to seed. All right, guys, I know this is getting long, but this is the last spot. These are just pots. This is a lima bean plant, and my son brought this home from school last year. We grew lima beans. He ate a few of them. We replanted it, and in the same pot, and you can just see that it's continuing to lima bean up and do its thing, which is super cool. He's really liking that. I got some extra lemon balm here, and you know, just any sort of space that I have to grow stuff, I'm wanting to put things that are edible. This plant right here was one that my kids were excited about. This is called the sensitivity plant, and when you touch them, the leaves close up. It's kind of a neat plant. They had a little starter kit, and it didn't really grow in the pots that they provided, and so there you go. It's pretty nasty though. It's got some big old thorns on it. I want you guys to get out there and start growing some of your own food. It's not too late. You can still plant for fall, and you know, the people who are down south, you can grow year round. I'm kind of jealous. All right, guys, so there you go. That's pretty much about what I got growing on in July here. Things are going well. I think some things could do a little bit better, but I have plans to make changes, you know, and that's what it's all about, finding out what works for you and for what you want to do. I have plants growing in places I didn't plant just because that's where the seeds went, and you know what, nature knows what to do. So really, it's not hard to grow stuff. You can grow food in pots, you can grow food in 5-gallon buckets, you can grow food anywhere you want. So just go out and do it. It's not hard. And just remember that life's an adventure. So go out and have one.